So, it's done. Not in a dramatic headline way, not with press releases or angry speeches. It's worse. Meghan Markle has been entirely erased from the royal radar. Not ignored, not avoided, erased. William and Catherine have made it clear, no messages, no mentions, not even a whisper. And here's the twist. This time, it's not about petty gossip. It's about protection. Protection of peace, protection of reputation, and protection of a monarchy that's had just about enough. You'd think this was another flare-up in the ongoing Sussex saga, but no, this is the final move. And what's coming next? You'll want to hear. The last spark came after Harry's most recent appearance on BBC, where he once again aired the family's private grievances to the world. That interview, aired on May 2nd, was reportedly the moment when William's patience reached its cold, calculated end. There was no storming off, no dramatic showdown. Instead, William did something far more chilling. He shut the door, quietly, firmly, completely. This wasn't just a decision made by a fed-up brother. It was a move by a future king, someone who's now thinking not just about family drama, but about the long-term survival of the monarchy itself. Meghan, in William's eyes, is no longer just an inconvenience. She's a liability. And liabilities, especially ones that come wrapped in controversy and endless media cycles, have no place in the house he's trying to safeguard. And Catherine, she's not playing the quiet bystander. She reportedly supported the decision wholeheartedly, insisted on it even. After months of health concerns and recovery, Catherine has every reason to draw hard boundaries. Meghan's name, according to palace insiders, isn't just off-topic, it's strictly forbidden in her presence. Palace staff have allegedly been instructed not to bring her up under any circumstances. But make no mistake, this isn't just about one interview. It's been a slow, exhausting erosion of goodwill over the years. The Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, the book tours, the podcasts, the subtle jabs, and the not-so-subtle accusations, it's all been stacking up. Each time Harry and Meghan stepped forward with another truth, the trust behind palace walls thinned out a little more. And somewhere along the way, Meghan became not just a controversial figure, but a symbol of disruption. The woman claimed to want privacy while simultaneously leading one of the most public media offensives the royal family has ever seen. The result? Silence. Deliberate, disciplined, surgical silence. This new royal strategy, crafted by William, supported by Catherine, and respected across the palace, is a masterclass in disengagement. There will be no interviews in response, no carefully worded statements, no attempt at clarification, just the sound of the door closing. And for Meghan, that silence might be the cruelest cut of all, because when someone thrives on narrative, when headlines are your oxygen and attention is your currency, being met with nothing can be devastating. Meghan built her brand on storytelling, and now the one institution that used to be at the heart of her story refuses to even say her name. Now, while Meghan has been iced out, Harry's situation is complicated. There's still a faint thread connecting him to his brother and father. A fraying thread, yes, but not fully severed. There's a general sense that Harry could perhaps return to the fold one day, but only if he stops. Stop the documentaries, stop the interviews, stops the slow public dismantling of the family he left. Meghan Markle's public image has been damaged by a series of actions perceived as inauthentic and damaging to the royal family's reputation. Her Netflix series, With Love, Meghan, faced criticism for promoting an unrealistic portrayal of domestic life, with revelations that scenes were filmed in a staged farmhouse rather than her actual residence, leading to accusations of inauthenticity. Her and Prince Harry's trip to Colombia was labelled a quasi-royal tour, drawing ire for mimicking official royal engagements despite their departure from royal duties. Critics argue that such actions blur the lines between personal ventures and official royal responsibilities, undermining the monarchy's integrity. Additionally, Meghan's social media activity, including sharing intimate family moments, has been viewed by some as strategic moves to counter negative press rather than genuine glimpses into her life. These perceived publicity stunts have led to a decline in public trust and have strained her relationship with the royal family, casting a shadow over her post-royal efforts. What's clear, though, is that William is done playing the tolerant elder brother, and this time, even King Charles seems to be listening. William, Ever the heir in waiting is reportedly applying pressure from within, making it known that allowing Meghan back into the royal sphere is simply not an option anymore. Not for the firm, not for Catherine, not for the future. This isn't just internal policy either. The effects are visible outside palace gates. People once sympathetic to Meghan's dilemma are growing silent. Editorials that used to praise her now barely mention her. Fashion insiders, media allies, even a few former friends, quiet. And when people who once celebrated you now look the other way, that's not a coincidence. That's fallout. Take Edward Enninful, the former Vogue UK editor. He once championed Meghan, even giving her editorial control over the magazine. But behind the scenes, things weren't so polished. Demands, diva moments, and a general sense of walking on eggshells. Sources say it became too much. And eventually, even he distanced himself. No public drama, just one more bridge burned in silence. Patterns like these are hard to ignore. Meghan reportedly charms fast, builds relationships around shared values and elegant ideals. But when those connections don't fully align with her vision, they collapse. We've seen it with family, former staff, celebrity allies. Now we're seeing it with the institution that once gave her the biggest platform of all. And yes, the palace noticed, the public noticed. Even Hollywood is catching on. That fairy tale luster, it's fading. What once felt modern and empowering now feels calculated. And that's not the image Meghan was aiming for. Meanwhile, Harry continues to walk a tightrope. While the royal family remains cool and silent, insiders say there's still some hope he could return if he makes a clean break. But that's easier said than done. He's tied himself so tightly to Meghan's narrative, his interviews, his memoir, their joint Netflix productions, that pulling back now would feel like betrayal, not just of her, but of their shared identity. Still, insiders believe that if Meghan is permanently removed from the royal equation, Harry might find a way back, but that would take a complete redefinition of his current life. The Sussex brand, built on rebellion, on escape, on our truth, would have to be dismantled. And whether Harry is willing to do that, that remains the million-pound question. The royal family, for its part, isn't gloating. They aren't out for revenge. They're not even trying to change public opinion. They're doing what they've always done when things get too messy. They shut it down and move on. The monarchy is built to survive storms, and this, however dramatic, is just another storm to them. And let's not forget Catherine in all of this. This woman has endured immense stress, health complications, and a non-stop public microscope. To still be standing with dignity, that's no small feat. She's not interested in fighting with Meghan. She's interested in peace, in stability, in protecting what little normalcy she can still have. And that, above all else, is why this decision was made. So where does that leave Meghan? Out. Fully, completely, possibly forever. Her influence in the palace has vanished. Her relevance in royal circles is over. And what makes it sting the most is how it's happening. Quietly, elegantly, brutally, with no headlines, no public arguments, just absence. And that, dear reader, is how it ends. Not with a bang, but with silence. Now here's the part you've been waiting for, the poetic twist in all of this. Meghan Markle, who built her brand around cutting out toxic people, has now been cut out herself. The same emotional tools she used, ghosting, distancing, selective truth-telling, are now being turned against her. Not by the tabloids, not by the press, but by the very family she once joined, shaped, and left behind. Poetic? Yes. Painful? Certainly. But final? Oh, absolutely. Let us know in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss any videos. See you in the next video.